Hey, what's going on, everyone? Sly here with Flo. Flo, little nuggets happened today on 95.7 The Game. TJ Houshmandzadeh, or how we like to say, TJ, who's your mama? Had a lot to say, talking about Brandon Aiyuk, the whole situation there. I guess he's good friends with them. He talks to them a lot. But let's check this clip out real quick of what he had to say about this whole situation.
He's like any other player, man. He just want to play football like anybody would. I just want the 49ers to realize what they have and Kyle Shanahan fix this situation. Like, you can't have, like, it really is disheartening when other teams, plural, are willing to pay you so much more than your own team, but you're still willing to take less to stay with your own team. It's crazy. Like, figure that out, because y'all did this with DeForest Buckner. Y'all remember that, right? They traded him to the Colts and drafted Javon Kinlaw because he was supposed to be the answer. And I'm probably guessing if DeForest Buckner was still with the Niners these last few years, they may have a Super Bowl. He was that good up front. And so don't just think you can draft a guy and replace a guy. Like, it's not that easy. And the Niners have been really, really good without Buckner. But they may have a Super Bowl if they had him. So don't let a total of $5-6 million cost you a Super Bowl.
And is that really where the gulf is? Because we got reports, TJ, that New England was willing to pay him 32 if he'd accept a trade to New England, and the reports are that he didn't want to do that. So is it money? Is it winning? What is it with Brandon?
It may have been a little more than 32. Now, you got a team willing to pay you that much, and you're not even asking that much from your own team. Like, come on, man. At this point, it's like, I'm sure the Niners are pissed. They ready for it to be over, and I'm sure BA is pissed and ready for it to be over. Just come back together and find something that works, like 28. You wouldn't give him $28 million a year, but you'd give him 26. Like, over the course of 3 years, that's $6 million. Like, in the world of football and the grant, that's nothing. That's nothing. And so, yeah, I know you have Trent Williams to worry about and Brock Purdy next year. But if Brandon Aiyuk is not on the Niners, I don't believe they're still going to be a very good team. I don't believe they're in an NFC Championship game.
Things being equal, would he rather be a Niner or a Steeler?
I don't know. But I bet he'd rather be a Niner. I mean, there's going to be hurt feelings on both sides. Like, when stuff like this, like, it's like arguing with your wife or your girlfriend and stuff. When I'm mad, I may say some things that I don't mean. I may mean them, but I really don't mean them. I'm just saying them to make you mad. And so I'm sure there's been some things said both ways that may upset both parties. But I told him this, like, if I got to pick, I'm staying with the Niners. Why wouldn't you? And so it's up to John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan. Jed York, you listen to this, Jed York. Make it happen, Jed York. Jed York, make it happen. Don't let feelings come into place when it's business. You can't let your feelings get in the middle of business. Get it done. And so you have a good player that wants to be there, and he's probably done some things along this process that you don't like, as have you. Figure it out, Jed York. You the man that's signing the checks, baby. Get it done. I'm not going to lie. I don't really get into it with BA, like, when the last time y'all talked, what they offering you. I don't talk to him about that. I just try to give him advice on what I would do, how I would go about the situation. We're men. He may agree with me. He may disagree with me. And so I just, like, I've been in this situation when I left Cincinnati. Now, we ain't talking about the type of money that he getting. I wasn't getting nowhere near that. But I was in, so let's clarify that. But I was in this situation, and I just always feel like it's better when you stay with your team. Like, it's just different. And so I just feel like when I left Cincinnati, I was just like, man, I should have stayed. And I think BA may have that if he was to leave San Francisco, because I had it. But again, we're different individuals. He may not. I just feel like it's best if you stay. And the one man that can make it possible is Jay York. If he values BA the way I think he does, he will make it happen. Like, you can't let your feelings get in the middle of a business decision that could possibly win you a Super Bowl.
All right, man. So I guess Brandon's telling them, hey, man, you go up a little bit more, 28 instead of 26. I'll be on the team. Also, one thing that I really thought was interesting is TJ's telling him, dude, I want you to stay, because if you go somewhere else, it could be really bad. And he talked about it. TJ talked about when I went to these other teams, Seattle and whatnot, he was like, fudge, I wish I never left Cincinnati. No, he had such a good thing going on. But there was a lot to digest, man. But before we go, who was it? Herman Edwards was on 95.7 the game earlier, and he was told by his former player Aiyuk that he wants to stay too. So everything's lining up that this dude wants to stay, man. He didn't even look at the offer, a great offer from the Patriots.
Yeah, they're gonna pay him
yeah,
money.
so obviously when he found out real quick that his trade, he is on the trade block, his ass was like, oh shit, this is real now. But I'm gonna let you go, man. A lot to say though.
Yeah, man, both these two guys are right. TJ and Herm Edwards, the best spot for Brandon Aiyuk is with the 49ers. And the whole reason, like TJ was saying, it is hard to just be a single receiver out there going solo, because you're going to have all the double coverages in the world. Right now, you got Debo on your side, alleviate some of that. Also, you got Kittle, McCaffrey out there, so you're going to get your one-on-one coverages. Obviously, you might not have the highest numbers, so the ball's going to be spreading, but you're not going to have to work as hard. It kind of reminds me at the gym. Sometimes I got to go single coverage. There's these girls out there with all their friends. It's hard to get open sometimes. Hard to find that opening. So having that wingman on the other side, it's huge. There's a reason they're called dynamic duels in sports, you know? Kobe, Shaq, not sports, Batman, Robin. You need that partner, you know?
That's
you need
true.
somebody to be opposite of you to have your back. That's why they call it the wingman, too, when you're out at the bars and stuff. You need that partner. So anyways, enough of that, I digress. TJ's also right. We got to just pay this guy $2 million. What is $2 million
Extra,
for
yeah.
having, okay, I understand people are saying he's not a top 5 receiver, which I think he actually has the potential to be. What is $2 million to have a top 10 receiver? What about that? You don't let this guy walk over $2 million. You pay this guy entering his prime. He's already proven himself the last couple of years that he's willing to work. Remember, early on, he was in Kyle Shanahan's doghouse. But he showed Kyle Shanahan, look, I put in the work. I deserve to be here. I deserve to get paid. And the one thing I don't like about this, and he is right, that Kyle Shanahan has to advocate for him to get him his money, because then, like, when the coach has your back, you're going to play even harder. It seems like him and Kyle Shanahan, even though the relationships got better, he's still not quite there. Come on, Kyle Shanahan brought in, was your boy Sanu, 5 straight seasons, Fossil, paid him obviously better minimums, but we didn't even need this guy. So that type of money you're willing to spend, you spend it on your best guys.
Yeah, I hear you, man. And one thing that TJ said, which 100% spot on, he talked about it. He's like, what happened when you got rid of Buckner? What happened when you got rid of Buckner? You got a pick, you thought it would work out, and look what happened, you know. Kinlaw freaking turned out to be horrible for us, you know. And he even said, if you had Buckner these past 4 years, you would probably win a couple of Super Bowls with him. So, I mean, when he said that, it hurt. But that's 100% true, though, you know. And I know that's why the Niners re-signed Debo Samuel, have been re-signing all these guys, because they go back to that Buckner deal where we lost them. We could have paid him $20 million, which would have been a freaking bargain, actually, if you think about it. Now, that's a bargain, you know. So, I mean, the Niners are, I don't know, man. It's such a complicated situation, but is it that complicated, man? $2 million, if that's what it is. If we lose Brandon Aiyuk for $2 million because you're not paying him $6 million throughout the next, 4 or 5 years, whatever, extra, that's going to be a heartbreaker, man. That really will be. That's going to be tough to swallow, you know, having such a guy so dynamic, probably the best route runner in the NFL. I know he's not the fastest, I know whatever, but that dude, that would suck, man. I know he hasn't been the best out there as far as the things he's been. He's kind of been a diva. I'll admit that he has been. But so was Debo Samuel when you signed him. Debo Samuel was just as bad, you know, following all the Raiders and all the other teams, saying that he's not going to sign with the Niners. He was the exact same way, you know. So you paid him, and let bygones be bygones. So I say do it, but make sure the number's right, and fine. I don't want to lose him. I've been saying it all along. If it were me, I'm not letting his ass go. I'm letting him play that 5th-year contract or don't play, but whatever you do, don't get rid of him. That's just me. And he wants to stay though. That's at the end of the day, he wants to stay. He's telling everybody he wants to stay. When the Niners finally said we're gonna trade your ass, he backed down. He backed down unless it's a team that he really, really wants to. Other than that, he says no. So it's such a crazy situation, man.
Yeah, man, because, yeah, like you said, if it was about the numbers, he would have been on the Patriots. It's as simple as that. But he obviously wants to be in a place where he could be successful. He knows pretty much the Niners are that team. But the one thing I do agree with you as far as us, we just got to get ahead of these freaking contracts.
Yeah.
We got to be like the Chiefs. They give these guys their contracts way before the new salaries come out. That's the one thing about our management that they haven't been good at. They haven't been good at getting ahead of these contracts. They've been good at making some big splashes, obviously making the trades like the Christian McCaffrey. Who else did we go after? Chase Young, even though he didn't produce quite to our level we wanted. I give them credit on that, but they got to get ahead of these contracts. So that way we're able to keep these guys and not have to last second scramble so much.
It's crazy, but that's what we got, man. It's just a crazy situation. Let us know what you think of TJ. Who's your mama? What he had to say about this whole situation, man. Hopefully he stays with us. But if I'm the Niners, I'm staying put. I'm relaxing because remember he still has that 5th-year deal, man. So no need to rush. If you have a crappy ass deal, 2nd or 5th, that ain't good enough. But that's what we got. Like, comment, subscribe. Talk to you next time. Peace.